From Washington, Trayvon Martin's parents, Tracy Martin and Sybrina Fulton, along with their attorney, Benjamin Crump. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Obviously, this is something that you have wanted to hear for a long time. Now that you have heard it, now that the special prosecutor has spoken, what is your reaction and what do you want us to understand about your feelings?
We are, overwhelmed that he was arrested, because this is what we've been fighting for 44 days. And we were just excited to hear that he was arrested.
Tracy, Tracy, you woke up this morning, and for the first time, we all know that George Zimmerman spent the night in jail. What were your thoughts as you woke up this morning, Tracy Martin?
I felt a little bit at ease knowing that he had been apprehended, that he had turned himself in, and knowing that he wouldn't be able to possess a firearm after being arrested anymore, knowing that he wouldn't be able to take another 17-year-old's life.
Sybrina, Ms. Corey was very clearly yesterday in saying that the charge here was not the result of public pressure, but it was in fact the result of evidence. Do you believe that? Do you believe that public interest did play a role?
I think public interest played a role as far as them looking at the evidence thoroughly, and for it to get to that level, I think it did, because it was at the local level with the Sanford Police Department and with the state of Florida. So I really believe, by all the pressure that was put on her, that she took a thorough look, and it made them look twice.
You know what I think is interesting in this case? When we first heard the name Trayvon Martin, for many people, it was perceived as an issue of black and white. And now when I move around on the streets, I have many people coming up to me saying it's an issue of right and wrong. What is the message that you all want to send to the public? Because, as you know, there are two sides to every story. Zimmerman's attorney has indicated he plans to plead not guilty. His brother was on CNN last night, so there are two sides to this story. And what is the message that you want people to know?
We just want people to know that if you shoot someone that is unarmed, that you should be arrested. The evidence can play out once you get to court, but you should be arrested. This was a minor. This was not another adult, and my son was unarmed.
Mr. Crump, are these charges, as laid out by the special prosecutor, the charges that you expected and wanted to see?
Well, Charlie, we didn't know what the charges were. Angela Corey's office told us they were going to look at the evidence fairly and impartially, and we knew from day one that there was enough evidence there to arrest them, and the only question in our mind was, what was the charges going to be? And the fact that she charged second-degree murder was telling, because that meant her and her experienced team of attorneys looked at this evidence, and they said they had what they believe enough to get a conviction on second-degree murder. And that speaks volumes, because we've said all along that Trayvon was simply trying to go home, Charlie. And for him to stalk him, that's just not right. And that plays into the elements of the crime that they have charged him with.
As you move forward, obviously there's a long road ahead here. There is the question of what happens if George Zimmerman is not in fact convicted of second-degree murder. Have you thought about that possibility?
Really haven't put much thought into it. We were just basically focused on getting an arrest. Now we have to turn our attention to trying to get him to stay where he's at.
Only two people really know what happened that night, and only George Zimmerman is alive to tell the story. Do you all believe that we will ever truly know exactly what happened that night?
The evidence certainly seems to suggest, and there's a lot of objective evidence, those 911 tapes, the video shows what his condition was 35 minutes after. So there's a lot of objective evidence, but you're right. Trayvon is gone, and he can never tell us what happened that night from his perspective.
All right, Sybrina, thank you. I want to close with you, Sybrina, because I want to know, as a mom, what you miss most about your son.
I miss his smile, and I miss him kissing me.
Yeah, I can totally understand that. Thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tracy and Sybrina and Ben.